What's up, everyone? I'm Janitor Jake.
And I'm Chris K.
And welcome to the American Gaming Geeks. You're done! Alright, and welcome to the American Gaming Geeks. And so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, you have no idea what's going on right now. It's because I kind of wanted to wait and show you as like a surprise. And I figured, well, if I want to kind of do it as a surprise, let's do it on TV so everyone's surprised.
Yeah.
And so usually when you and I play games, like right now we have the PS1. We have the PS1 hooked up with composite video going over to the RetroTink 5X Pro. Mm-hmm. And that goes out in HDMI into my HomePod capture device, and that goes and everything's fine. So right now we have Resident Evil 2, and that's in the PS1.
Okay.
So we're going to start it up. I'm going to hit record on the gameplay here in a second.
All right.
All right, and so I got the gameplay recording. Resident Evil 2 is in, so I'm going to power it up, and we're just going to check this out. Power it up.
Color me curious.
And everything looks normal. Everything looks fine, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll get into the gameplay here in a little bit just to kind of look and see what's going on.
Okay. Drink Umbrella Cola.
All right, so we're seeing the cutscene. Everything looks fine. All right, so Resident Evil 2, everything looks good, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now check this out. So I decided I'm sick and tired of things looking and sounding like garbage.
Okay.
But it's like so often we get like those weird bzz, bzz, bzz noises.
It depends what's on the screen, too. If you get a bright white text or something on a black background, you'll definitely hear...
Yeah. So what I wanted to do is I found out a long time ago, like certain consoles will natively output RGB. But the only way you can do that is like with SCART.
Do surgery.
You need a SCART cable.
Oh, a SCART cable.
Oh, you need a SCART cable. So I found this company that actually makes like really good professional SCART cables.
No way.
Like really like in depth, like with they're talking about VSWRs, voltage standing wave ratios, reflected power, 75 ohms of resistance, and talking about impedance. And I'm like, holy smoke, you guys are like in depth engineering hardcore stuff.
Huh.
So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to get some cables.
Okay.
So I bought a PS1 cable. That was one of them that I bought. And I'm going to plug that in so we can see the difference. All right, and so this is the cable that I ended up ordering. And what's funny is it's going to be hard to see if I try to zoom in on this. A regular PS1 composite cable, when you look at the tips, you only see like 4 connections in there.
Yeah.
If you look at an actual one. And this one's got all of them.
Like 9,
like
10.
every single pin is in there.
Wow.
And that's the SCART. The thing that's awesome is my RetroTink has a SCART connector, has a SCART plug on it, so you can plug SCART into it.
Huh. So
I'm going to do that, and we're going to check this out. All right, so I got everything. I changed up the on-screen display, so we're going to go to Input, and we're going to go... All right, so we were on Composite, and now there's SCART CV, which I don't know what it is, but SCART RGB. And from what I gather, like stuff like this actually originally puts out RGB. So we're going to go to SCART RGB, make sure that's good. And now we're going to power it on and check it out.
Okay.
Look at that.
Crystal.
Like, look how clear that is. And it's weird because we're not seeing it.
Yeah. No, it looks like it was
Look at that.
recently generated, like by an emulator or something. It's so crisp. And there's no buzzing. So silent. Like, even if there wasn't any buzzing before, there was at least a hiss.
Yeah, the only background noise is from our mics in the room.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Like, look how crisp. And that's no emulation.
No.
I'm not doing anything to... It's literally just the video cable.
Yeah. Now, that's a little pixelated, but that's because it's probably how the video was made, because they don't expect you to have that high quality of a cable.
But you can actually see everything. Like, nothing is, like, blurred out.
Yeah. It's not... The lines aren't blurring together
Look
or
at that.
anything. Yeah.
That is so... Like, look at Resident Evil.
Yeah.
It's so crisp.
Yeah, that's crystal clear. It's like you plugged in a computer.
And there is no, like, delay. Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Resident Evil.
Ooh. Nice.
But one of the biggest things, like you and I usually always have problems trying to read writing.
A bizarre incident occurred.
It's like we won't have that anymore. Like everything will just come up so crisp.
It'll be as clear as possible.
It's like, yes, it's pixelated because it was how the game was made.
Yeah, it is low resolution, so...
But this is the best possible quality we can get out of the PS1.
Yeah.
That's what's insane.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, you can unsharpen it in post if you want, but...
And look how sharp that is.
Yeah, at least you're not getting interference.
Like, look how crisp the writing came out.
Wow. I mean, like, the high contrast is huge. Like, I never would have thought that this was the PS1. I would have thought that this was a computer game version of it. I can't remember. I think it was Bushido Blade on the PS1. But when you play it on a PS3, it looks like this.
Yeah.
Like this crisp, but slightly pixelated, but crisp image.
And that's what I mean, like with the PS3, it's emulating that stuff. This isn't.
Yeah, that's true.
This is actual, real hardware.
Huh.
And so now I'm going to take this off. We're going to put in a different game that we're familiar with.
Okay.
But even right there, it just really depends on the game. Because that's not pixelated.
Yeah.
But it's like Resident Evil 2 was, because that's how the game was made.
Yeah.
Maybe Tomb Raider will be the same, but maybe something like, I don't know, Rascal or something on the PS1 won't look so pixelated.
Let's see.
Like, look how much that just pops.
Yeah.
In comparison to everything else.
It really does. See, now that it's crisp and clear, you can tell how pixelated everything is.
Yeah. Like, even the colors are just popping a lot more. Like, the blues are nice and deep blue.
It is.
But it's like, yeah, you can see how pixelated they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it does. It looks like we're playing on, like, a PS3 or something.
Yeah. That's crisp. It's crazy. Right in the head.
It's like you can even almost see the blood splatter and stuff better.
Yeah. You can see all that red. I think the first time I went through that, I'm like, wow, I went through that without a scratch. And I don't even know if I did, to be honest. But now you can tell if you're hit really clearly.
But yeah, like I said, I think it really depends on kind of the game. And the PS1 was very pixelated.
Yeah. The frame rate is really nice on this, too. It's very smooth.
Yeah, and the only issue with that is, like, I think on a lot of these we could get, like, 60 frames a second.
I think you have to put away your guns to climb that.
We could, like, get 60 frames a second, but I have to... My whole pause doesn't do that.
Oh.
So I have to get XSplit, but I need to, like, pay for it.
It's weird. There was one game that we played, and I can't remember what it was. It looked like we were getting some pretty good, smooth, high frame rates. I don't know if that was just a compression issue or what.
Yeah, I know a couple times it did that with, like, Army Men 3D and weird stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if it does it better.
Can you make this jump better? Oh, there we go. First time. We tried like 100 times. We couldn't get it to work. Turns out it was just my angle or something weird.
And you can, like, actually see the bat. Look at that.
Count Dracula, no.
Like, look at that. Look how nice that looks. On composite, it would have been all blurry and weird looking.
Look how bloody that is. 1, 2, 3. I bet you 3 times.
All right, so that does it for the PS1. And now I got something else.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
All right, and so now I got my Sega Genesis Model 2. This is the one that usually you and I play on because we've had weird glitches and stuff happen in the past with Model 1 and stuff like that. So, all right, so now we got the Sega Genesis hooked up, so we're going to go to Composite. And now I'm going to take Pure Solar because that's what we've been playing.
Oh, yeah. The homebrew.
All right, so here we are with Pure Solar.
A little bit of static and buzzing. Ouch. Watermelon presents. Get some lines on the screen there.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I bet you all that because we're going through our VCR.
You think the VCR
out of the VCR and then going into there?
Because my PS2 always has the problem though, and I plug it directly into my TV.
Yeah, so now I'm directly plugging that into the SCART, and we're not hearing that weird buzzing.
I mean, directly into the RetroTink.
Yeah, I'm plugging it directly into the RetroTink and all that.
Yeah.
It's gone.
That's kind of weird.
All right, everything looks fine. Everything's normal, fine, good. Cough, cough.
Feeling better?
Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. And now I'm going to plug in another familiar game, good old Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Bubsy the Hedgehog.
It's like, alright, looks alright.
Scan lines on the bottom there. Technically, it's off the screen, though.
Alright, so this is Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Nice.
So everything looks fine, looks normal, okay, good. Now I'm going to go and hook up the SCART cable for it.
Cook it up.
Except here's the issue. I don't have the SCART cable for this one, but I do have one for my Model 1. And the only reason why I got it for the Model 1 is because the Model 1 has the external audio out. And you can get stereo out of the 1/8" jack in the front.
Okay.
And you got volume control.
Okay.
So the Model 1 was always better with, like, sound.
Mm.
All right, and so now I got the Genesis Model 1 hooked up, and as you can, they can't see, but as you can see, you got the cable going and plugging in there, and you can control the volume.
Okay.
And that's going to go out and go into the SCART connection. So
we're going back to the Model 1.
So we're going to load.
Ooh.
Right away, look how crisp that is.
That is crystal clear.
Look at that.
Huh.
And this is the Genesis.
Is it going faster? Can we hear the watermelon again? Okay, it's there.
But look at that. Like, look how nice that looks.
Yeah. There's still a little noise on the top. I guess that's actually supposed to be there.
And I can bring the volume down here.
Nice.
And I'm actually getting stereo.
Nice.
The way they made the sound, you can hear it.
Huh. And that's because you're going out of the front of the console?
Yeah, out of the headphone jack.
Okay.
Apparently, if you go composite out to the back, it doesn't do stereo.
Weird. What about the SCART cable?
Yeah, that's why that's there.
Oh, that's a part of the SCART cable. Okay.
I mean, look at that. Look how crisp that is.
Yeah.
It looks like an emulator.
It does. It's nifty. There's no, like, jazz going across the screen. Rayatown. Rayatown.
It's weird because now everything's popping, but now you are seeing the pixelation.
Yeah. That's just how it's made.
But look at how, like, nice the writing is.
Yeah, it's a lot crisper. There's no fuzziness. Nice. I'm interested to see what Sonic looks like, because I know they kind of take advantage of some of the pixelation.
All right, so we're going to
fuzziness.
throw in Sonic.
Hi, Han. Wrestle it out. You know, I wish instead of being that rough, I wish they'd had a thing where you could slide it in and then lock it in.
Yeah.
Instead of having to just force the whole thing.
Well, that's what's crazy. Super Nintendo did, where you just had a button and you pushed it and it popped out. But everyone complains about, like, what's so bad about pulling it out? That's what's so bad.
Yeah.
You're sitting there fighting the thing, trying to get it out.
Yeah, you can pick the whole console up by the cartridge. That's just
It's like
wrong.
you're ripping the traces
Just
off
wrong.
the board.
Yeah.
All right. Power on Sonic 2.
You have one of those toasters. It's not so bad.
Like, look how crisp that is. Look at that. That is so clean looking.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there is some noise down there, but that's just because I got to pan and crop that out.
Oh yeah, that's part of the game actually, and it's designed that way.
Yeah. But look how colorful that is.
Very.
And clean, and like nothing's blurred out and messed up looking. You can see everything.
Yeah.
Like if you and I were doing this on composite.
Look at the trees. Like I want to go back and stop and look at the bushes. Let's go down a little bit. I'm curious how they look against the sky. There, against the clouds. If you hold still in front of them, like you can see the individual leaves and the holes in between. So on the other one, it kind of blurred all that, so it just looks semi-transparent. but on this one, it's very crisp. You can see the individual pixels.
Yeah.
Sort of checkered of transparent and opaque.
And look at the monitors. Now you can actually really see what's in the monitors.
Is that shoes? Is
Like
that
you-
what that's supposed to be? I could never tell.
Why did you do that? I want to try to see if I can get to It's been forever since I played this game, so I don't know where the extra lives are.
Yeah, I forgot to.
But like I said, now it's like one of those things you can actually see everything.
Yeah, it's very crystal clear, crisp. And the other thing is that the colors are highly saturated. They're not blurring each other out. Ooh.
Yeah, like I said before, on composite, where it says like ring bonus, we'd be like, "What's that say?
Mhm.
What's that say?" We'd always have a heck of a time trying to like
Yeah, read stuff. On
read
these
it all.
games. I like looking at those flowers and the parallax. I mean, that's some intense parallax in the background, and we never mentioned that when we played this the first time. Like, look how many layers there is to that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know what's crazy too? I'm getting stereo.
Yeah, me too. Sonic has stereo?
Yeah, I never knew that this game actually had stereo sound. But it does. When you're picking up the rings,
Yeah.
I'm hearing them from left to right and stuff.
We didn't use headphones when we reviewed this the first time. We were doing this old style, just sitting there with microphones in front of us. Oh, nice, right on the spikes.
But anyway, yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys, was that I finally ended up getting some decent cables.
Nice.
And so I would love to actually get some or make my own. That's the thing, is I could actually make my own, but that's kind of a pain in the butt to sit there and get the right. Because what's funny is on the website, I can't. I'll try to find the website real quick.
They're always out of stock.
All right, so yeah, the website that I bought this from is retroaccess.com. And like I said, the reason why I said I can make, like, they get really nerdy. Like, they actually cap, like, where the SCART is. They have, like, special capacitors they put in there. And they were talking, like, all sorts of stuff. And if you go on their website, Retro Access, you can go to, like, the latest posts and how the store works. And you can go to their blog. Why 75 ohm coax is the best. And they're going through and talking about, like,
The
getting the
science.
getting the different coax and individually shielding each part of them.
Yeah.
And it's like they're talking about putting them on scopes and everything. And I'm like, man, this is why I wanted to buy this.
Yeah.
Because it's just a cable that's actually using what the Genesis and what the PlayStation can actually output.
Yeah.
And it's professional grade cable.
Yeah, when they released these consoles in the US and everything like that, they just they put them there with a cheap output that could just plug into your TV. They're like, no one's gonna notice the difference.
Yeah.
Now when we try to plug them in, we're like, what the heck is this? And they're capable of so much more because of the cables.
And that's the thing now, is I need to get one for the Super Nintendo. I really want to get one for the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
We don't need one for the PS2 because I already have the component cables for that. I don't know if it would really make a difference with like the PS2. The original NES, I don't know if I know they make cables for it, but the original NES doesn't really output anything like that.
Oh.
It wasn't designed to output RGB.
Yeah.
So literally, like, the best output you could get from an NES is composite. And I know they mention that in there. They say, we make cables for this, but it won't be utilized the best unless you have a modded console.
I see.
Like modding it, putting an HDMI chip in there and stuff like that. So, and so, like I said, I wanted to show you that. I wanted to show you guys that. That's one of the things that I've been doing here with the American Gaming Geeks, trying to update our equipment. And so that's what I've been working on, and hopefully I can continue getting some more cables and upgrade the software and upgrade everything, and hopefully things will start looking a lot better.
It'll be awesome to optimize all of our technology and make the best use of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, well, I guess with that being said, we're going to take off. So whatever, I'm Janitor Jake.
I'm Chris K.
And we will see you guys next time.